we are all, swimming in this massive digital ocean.
Mm-hmm.
It's full of saved documents, maybe that brilliant article you swore you'd get to, or a 2-hour lecture video. We save everything.
Right, because we don't want to lose it.
But the sheer volume means we rarely truly absorb it all. So what if you had an always-on research assistant that could instantly synthesize all that chaos into actionable, verifiable knowledge?
Welcome to the deep dive. That assistant, it isn't science fiction anymore. It's Google NotebookLM, and today we are focusing entirely on this tool. It's designed to solve that exact problem of information overload.
So we've taken a deep dive into a really comprehensive guide from a seasoned tech tester.
And we're going to unpack exactly how this thing works.
Our mission today is pretty clear. We're going deep. We will define its revolutionary core feature. It's called source grounding. We'll look at the surprising range of data it can process, because we're talking everything from articles to hour-long audio files.
And most importantly, we will give you the specific, structured prompt techniques you need to turn just vague curiosity into deep, verifiable insight.
Yeah, this is about knowledge mastery, not just, summarization.
Okay, let's unpack this.
So the fundamental difference between using NotebookLM and using a generic large language model, like, say, ChatGPT, is where the AI is allowed to look for answers.
Right.
ChatGPT is kind of the know-it-all of the internet. It draws from just vast, unstructured knowledge.
And because of that, that know-it-all sometimes, it talks too much about unrelated topics. It's a waste of time.
Or worse.
Worse, it'll just confidently make up information, what we call hallucinating, when it doesn't actually know the answer, and that erodes trust immediately.
And this is where NotebookLM just changes the whole research paradigm and operates on a principle called source grounding. This is the key insight.
Source grounding basically means the AI is locked inside the specific documents you upload.
Your PDFs, your notes.
Exactly, your transcripts. And it is only allowed to answer using facts and concepts found within those sources. It cannot leave the building, so to speak.
That mechanism completely changes the game for academic and professional research because it is the ultimate defense against the AI talking nonsense.
It gives you confidence in the output.
Yeah, and we should stress that for beginners, setting up a complex knowledge system usually feels like a huge technical project. You think of platforms like Notion or Obsidian.
Oh, absolutely. This requires none of that. You just need a Gmail account. There's no complex coding, no difficult commands. You just upload your material and then you ask questions. It makes it instantly accessible.
Okay, so what is this single most critical thing that prevents the AI from fabricating answers?
The AI stays grounded strictly within the content of the sources you upload.
Let's move on to the actual workspace then.
Sure. So when you start, you create a notebook, which is really just a separate research project. Think of them as high-level folders, so you're keeping your weight loss plan totally separate from your, say, learning Python notes.
And when you open a notebook, the interface it's deceptively simple.
Yeah.
It's organized into 3 distinct work areas. On the left column, you have what the source calls your knowledge warehouse.
That's where all your documents live. And you can click to select or unselect them in real time to refine the AI's focus. So you might start with 10 files, but for a specific question, you might only select 2.
Then you have the center area, which I see as your desk. This is critical. Every time the AI gives you a brilliant answer or you have a sudden idea, you pin it here like a digital sticky note.
And this becomes your first layer of synthesis. And finally, the right chat window. This is your private assistant. This is where you type your questions and get those immediate source-grounded responses with citations.
What's so fascinating here is the power of the diverse data types it accepts. I mean, most people assume PDFs and text files, right?
Sure.
But the real power comes from mixing sources. You can paste a link to a YouTube video, and the AI, it reads the whole transcript. It saves you from watching hours of material just to find one little definition.
And being a Google tool, the connection with Drive and Docs is, it's seamless. You can connect 10 different lessons or meeting notes and ask the AI to find patterns across all of them at once.
Right, and it even strips out the trash ads and boilerplate text when you upload web articles, so it focuses only on the main content.
Which is great.
But the true game changer, the moment of wonder, for me, is the ability to upload audio files. MP3s, WAVs.
Whoa! This is huge. The system converts every single spoken word of, say, an hour-long lecture or a client call into a detailed transcript. So now you can search that audio like a book.
That ability to search audio is huge.
Yeah.
How exactly can this help someone studying a long lecture?
You can search the detailed word transcript created from the lecture recording.
To really master this tool, you need to shift your thinking from basic summarization to structured questioning.
Yeah.
This is where the depth really happens. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes,
Yeah.
just asking vague things like, tell me about this file, and of course getting a vague answer back.
That's the trap. NotebookLM is a structured tool, and it really demands structured input. Our source gave 3 specific high-value prompt sets that turn those generic questions into actual research tasks. The first is for analysis and comparison.
Okay, give us a concrete example here. How would I prompt for that?
You instruct the AI to compare 2 specific file names, say Article A and Article B. Then you ask it to generate a detailed comparison table of pros and cons, specifically demanding that it points out where the 2 authors disagree.
So you're explicitly telling the AI, find the gaps in knowledge.
Exactly. That's so much more effective than just asking for 2 separate summaries. The second set is for creativity and suggestions. So if you're brainstorming a blog post, you can request like 5 catchy titles, a detailed 3-part outline, and demand a direct quote from your source for each part.
So you start with a fully outlined draft that's already half-sided, that saves hours of digging back through PDFs.
Precisely. And the third crucial set, which is vital for learners, is testing knowledge. You tell the AI to adopt a persona, like act like a strict teacher. You ask for 10 multiple-choice questions, but you demand a detailed explanation for the correct answer, grounded strictly in the original text.
This moves way beyond simple recall. We should also briefly mention the audio overview feature here.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful passive learning tool. It simulates a natural conversation or even a debate about your document.
It's so immersive. And you can use the instruction feature to control the tone. You can tell it, make this conversation fun and funny, or let the 2 hosts debate strongly. It's a really dynamic way to review dense material.
For students beyond just testing, what's the added value of demanding the AI explain why the answer is correct?
It forces the AI to ground the explanation using direct quotes from the original source.
Now, let's transition into a more robust professional workflow.
Right, because research shouldn't be random. Our source outlined a great 5-step process for deep professional analysis.
This is the structure that turns that information overload into actual professional output. Step 1 is simple. Input data. Upload everything relevant. The more data, the more ingredients to cook a great knowledge meal, as the source puts it.
Step 2 is filtering. Before you dive in, use the automatic notebook guide feature. It gives you a short, high-level summary of the whole notebook.
So that's your menu.
That's your menu.
Yeah.
You read that first to get the big picture. Step 3 is the deep dive with chat. This is where you use those structured prompts we just talked about. And every time the AI produces a high-value insight, you pin it to the center notes area.
To your desk.
Step 4 is organizing. Once you have a bunch of pinned notes, you arrange them logically, you move them around, create a flow, and then you use the function, combine all notes to source, and that generates the first structured, cited draft of your writing.
And step 5 is the most crucial, the non-negotiable step.
Yep.
Verification. You absolutely have to check the citation numbers that NotebookLM provides.
Yeah.
You click through, you read the original sentence in the source text to ensure the AI didn't slightly misunderstand the author's intent. That human step is what makes the whole thing trustworthy.
And that verification is what separates a quick summary tool from a real professional research assistant. The power is knowing every line in your draft is backed by a specific page number or a specific moment in an audio file.
I was talking to a content creator who does this. They use it to read dozens of competitor transcripts.
Oh, smart.
And they use the comparison prompt to find exactly what knowledge gaps their competitors consistently miss. That insight saved their team weeks of just aimless content planning.
And the second brain idea, it really changes based on the context. For language learners, you can upload real news articles and ask the AI to explain grammar based on that specific real-world context.
It turns any document into a personalized lesson. And for project managers, it acts as a permanent memory. I can't stress this enough. By uploading all your team's meeting notes and emails, it can compare info from different dates to remind you of unfinished tasks or forgotten promises made 6 months ago.
If I'm a project manager, what is the single biggest time saver here?
It saves you the time of manually digging through messy folders to find old details.
That permanent structured access is the real value. Okay, let's address privacy and limits because this is always a concern with AI.
Always.
Google states the data you upload is private and is not used to train their big foundational models like Gemini.
That's an important firewall. But the source material reminds us that, smart users should still exercise common sense caution. This is not a security vault. Don't upload highly sensitive documents.
Right. No personal IDs, no passwords. Technically, there are two important limits to know. You can have a maximum of 50 sources per notebook, and each document has a limit of 500,000 words.
Which is enough for a large book, so it's not super restrictive for most tasks. We should note the current major weakness, though.
Which is?
NotebookLM mostly focuses on text and transcripts. So if your document has complex charts, graphs, or images, the AI might struggle to accurately analyze the numerical data inside those visuals.
Got it. So, once you're good at the basics, you can move to the Superhuman advanced tips. The first one is to try using emojis in prompts.
I love this one. Instead of just a summary, you can ask the AI to use, say, a light bulb emoji for new ideas and a warning emoji for risks. It makes your notes visually immediate, easier to scan.
You can also sort your notes using specific naming conventions, like prefixing them with important or to do. This turns that collection of sticky notes into a logical outline.
And finally, this is how professionals connect tools. You can combine NotebookLM with other services. Use something like Perplexity AI to find the newest documents online, and then upload those validated findings into NotebookLM for deep, structured analysis.
That's the perfect mix, searching and researching. You ask the internet what it knows, and then you ask your own brain what it means.
So what's the big idea here for you, the learner? NotebookLM is not just a summarization tool that speeds things up. It's a structured platform that uses source grounding to ensure fidelity.
Right.
It turns all that floating information, those saved articles and videos, into a permanent, verifiable, and searchable library of your own knowledge.
And building a reliable second brain is a habit, not a one-day project. We'd recommend starting small. Create a notebook for a hobby. Something simple like Italian cooking recipes.
You just need to start feeding it information consistently.
The more you feed this system, the more it will connect disparate information for you.
A great point.
The tool doesn't just help you work faster, and it doesn't just help you work smarter. More importantly, it helps you become wiser by fundamentally understanding what you've learned. It connects those facts into real wisdom that sticks with you.
A great thought to end on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into mastering your AI second brain. We'll be back soon with more insights.